Big news out of Newcastle today. Manager Steve McClaren has been sacked. It's the old tin tack, the Spanish archer for Stevie Mac. Now I'm delighted to say Steve, or Steve, I may call you Steve, can't I? The players visibly moved today, some even brought to tears. But you always promised to put a smile on the faces of the local community. And today, do you think your sacking has achieved that?
You know, we're part of the community and a huge part of it. And when we can bring joy and happiness to so many people in the community, it shows the effect they can have.
Now, some have said the players didn't quite get your tactic of trying to run backwards rather than forwards. Do you blame yourself or do you blame the team?
It's team. It's purely team. It's about work, hard work. It's about covering each other, working for each other. It's about winning your duels. It's about attitude. It's about running backwards as quick as you run forwards. And we can't have that. That's disappointing. That's not our standard. That's not what we expect. That's not what we want, and that's not what the fans want. And we have to bring them what they want, and that's not it.
In an effort to pick up fortunes, you told the players to pick up the ball. It's fair to say they didn't quite follow you on that one. But then you thought, ball to hand, Harlem Globetrotters. Worked in America, entertained the fans. Let's give it a go here. But what went wrong?
Well, we did look at that, but unfortunately we didn't have the personnel.
But if there was one thing your players could do successfully, it was lose football matches. Now that was based on a philosophy of your great friend Louis van Gaal, who I believe you chased around Europe as you both tried to get the sack.
You know, I'm a big admirer of Louis van Gaal, and I've followed him into Holland, I've followed him into Germany, and now into the Premier League. And I remember in Holland, AZ, I joined 20, and the first 3 games he lost. And he said if they don't win the next game, he's going to be sacked. Went to Germany, where I followed him at Wolfsburg and the previous season. I watched it. Bayern Munich, exactly the same. I remember November, went to Juventus and reading, they're losing Juventus. He'll get the sack. And I've seen him coming to the Premier League last season. Very intrigued, and said at the beginning he'll get it right. His philosophy.
So here we stand then, Steve. What next? Obviously you were at Derby, you got the sack. You're at Newcastle, you got the sack. That's 2 jobs in a row. Surely you're not going to go for a third.
3 in a row is quite unique, but something we'll be going for.
Steve, I can't thank you enough, mate. That was great, but actually I think we need to leave by the main entrance. Steve, look, there's nothing worth nicking in here, pal. Come on, look, we better go before security. Beryl, put the shoes down, but leave the table alone.